It is a financial dilemma. The Palestinian Authority is not very rich. It is, on the other hand, transferring some of their funds to other places, which enrages Israel. For example, there are monthly payments to families of Palestinian prisoners, Palestinian terrorists sitting in jails. They get the money for killing Israelis. So Israel says, how come you're not paying for the electricity we provide, but you do take that money, which exists, maybe not in large amounts, but exists, and give it to the terrorists accused of killing Israelis? So that is one reason for Israel not to keep transferring that electricity or to cut it off every once in a while, as long as that money is not being paid. On the other hand, the Palestinian Authority knows very well that Israel will be careful employing that step, simply because it has the potential of igniting the area, which has been relatively quiet over the past few months. Israel is enjoying that quiet, wants to keep it on. Nobody really knows where the Palestinian Authority is heading, with a very ill 86-year-old president. Therefore, Israel has an interest to keep things quiet. Cutting electricity for the entire population for a long time is something which may ignite the tensions. Therefore, Israel is walking on a thin line. On one hand, this is a lot of money. We're speaking about $150 million, which the Palestinian Authority owes the Israeli electric company. On the other hand, Israel does not want to go into steps which may ignite the area altogether. How do you walk along that fine line? That is something that Israel is not trying to do.
And along those lines, I mean, taking a step back here, looking at the Palestinian arena at large, it has, as you mentioned, it's been a period of relative quiet. I believe it even feels like some weeks since we've had a focused coverage on the Gaza Strip, which is rare for this channel, certainly for the country at large here. Where do things seem to stand right now? How high are the flames of tension at this point?
If we're looking at the West Bank, then despite all the tensions that there may be between Israel and the Palestinian Authority, the security cooperation between Israel and the Palestinian security establishment is ongoing and functioning. And if we're looking for one main reason for that quiet, yes, it is the presence of Israeli troops on the ground, but also the very good cooperation with the Palestinian Authority. As far as Gaza, yes, things are quiet. We're constantly hearing reports about some ceasefire agreed. The agreement, by the way, between Hamas and Egypt, not between Hamas and Israel, but it seems to be holding for now. How long, you can never know. Things can always ignite. And let's remember, there was an issue of a Palestinian hunger strike of prisoners a few days ago. There are always issues. There's an issue with a Palestinian cemetery not far from the old city, outside the old city walls in Jerusalem. Any small incident can ignite something bigger, and we saw clashes at the Damascus Gate just last week. If you remember, that's how Operation Guardian of the Wall started last May, with clashes in the Damascus Gate area. So anything can ignite very easily, and therefore the electricity thing is a very, very delicate issue.